Here in Riyadh, the Saudi government still offering an evolving and at times conflicting narrative over just what happened to Jamal Khashoggi over 2 weeks ago. Now, it was only last Friday that Saudi authorities actually admitted that Jamal Khashoggi had been killed, you'll remember, after almost 2 weeks of silence after they had said again and again that they had nothing to do with this and that Jamal Khashoggi had left out the back door of the Istanbul consulate. Now, it's interesting to note that what we heard there from the foreign minister, 18 Saudi nationals had been detained and possibly for trial. We also know that 2 members of the Crown Prince's inner circle had been removed and also were being blamed for what happened at the consulate. The conflicting narrative there is continuing, guys, because at one point they were saying that this was the result of a fist fight where Jamal Khashoggi had put up a fight and that this was really just an interrogation gone wrong as part of a broader extradition or rendition program that the Saudis have been implementing over the last couple of years in terms of bringing dissidents back to the country. But then we were hearing from the foreign minister there some further details. He was saying that they don't even know where the body is. Then later we heard more information from a Reuters report that was basically saying a Saudi government official anonymously quoting this guy saying that he had basically said, now we understand that the body was wrapped in a carpet and given to someone else to dispose of. So they don't know where the body is. Conflicting narratives continuing to pour out of this government. And all of this just 24 hours or so less away from this FII summit. And of course, this all has major implications, not just for what's happening more broadly with the international scope, Saudi-U.S. relations, but it also is having a major impact on the Saudi market here. It's lost $1 billion since last week, guys.
Hey, Hadley, before you go, what has the reaction been on the ground? There have been a number of reports just from the citizenry, people who had been very supportive of the Crown Prince, who had defended him over these past 2 weeks, who were quoted saying how upset and frustrated they were about this. Is there any sense that he's losing support on the ground?
Not necessarily, Andrew, because as you can possibly imagine, people here are being very, very careful with what they're willing to say. But at the same point, I have to tell you, having covered this region for almost 10 years now and coming to Saudi quite regularly over the last 5 years or so, and certainly having observed the rise of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and all of that enthusiasm that we saw surrounding him over the last couple of years, the older generation certainly horrified by the media reports that we've been seeing and the idea that the Saudi government seems to have lost control of this narrative. And then the younger people as well, quietly telling me, many of them, that they're extremely disappointed with the way that the Saudi government has handled this, no matter what the involvement of the Crown Prince. So a lot of disappointment here on the ground, guys.